What is going on, guys? We're back here today on Showdown, and today I got another discussion video. This time I'm gonna be talking about which is the best new Galarian form bird. We got Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, so we got to decide which one is the best. All of these guys are very viable in OU, a lot of fun to use. I've done videos with all three of these so far, and just have had a lot of success with all of them in their different sets. So I got some teams here. Some of them have Genesect just because Genesect just recently got banned, so I haven't had a chance to update them. But yep, I got some teams here, some different sets. I just want to go over all the different birds, you know, what sets I like, and basically rank them, you know, who I think is the best to worst. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Before I do that, I do gotta say, guys, thank you so much for showing so much support with the Brave browser using my referral code. Go check that out, brave.com/BLU441. Best way to support me for free. Great browser, and yeah, use it for 30 days. You get paid, and I get paid. So thank you. But yeah, let's get right into it. So let's start with the first one, man. The one everybody's talking about, right? Zapdos, right? So everybody was excited for this physical Zapdos. So this was a huge, like, this was insane, right? Because nobody expected physical Zapdos. It's just not the take you would expect. Moltres and Articuno kept their special stats, right? Nobody's ever ran physical on any of the original birds. But yep, they gave Zapdos this complete swap. They killed its special attack and turned it into a fighting bird, which is awesome. Brave Bird and Close Combat are just amazing stab moves, way better than what the other ones got. Articuno got Expanding Force and Hurricane, and Moltres also got Hurricane and Fiery Wrath. Those are pretty weak stab options. Hurricane also misses quite a bit. Zapdos, on the other hand, gets these 100% accurate, super high-powered stab moves. Brave Bird comes with recoil, Close Combat comes with defense drops, but it doesn't really matter. It also has access to U-turn, which is awesome on Choice Band. Choice Band and Choice Scarf here have the exact same set. Stomping Tantrum is what we have as the last move. You can honestly run Thunderous Kick if you'd want. Blaze Kick is useless if you ask me. There's no Genesect anymore, so what's the point? Plus, Choice Band and Close Combat already killed Genesect, but yeah, you either run Thunderous Kick or you run Stomping Tantrum. You could even run Throat Chop if you really wanted to, but yeah, other than that, I don't know what else you'd run. Dual Wing Beat if you need some crazy shit. But yeah, Zapdos. So Choice Band and Choice Scarf are really nice. Zapdos does have a nice speed tier. It sticks with 100, which is what the original form had as well. 100 lets you stay speed tie with a lot of the other Pokemon, and it lets you outspeed stuff like Genesect back when that thing was legal. And just in general, it just puts you at a good speed tier, right? Versus a lot of these offensive teams, you want that type of speed. And a lot of these teams, if you look through them, they can't switch into Choice Band Zapdos. Like, look at this, for example. Pheromosa, Heatran, Mandibuzz, Landorus, Slowking, and Kartana. A team like this would really get messed up by Zapdos. He doesn't have anything to switch into the combination of Banded, Brave Bird, or Close Combat. You want to go into Heatran on a Zapdos, that's a pretty ballsy play. And the Slowking is specially defensive, so it's just going to get destroyed by Brave Bird. And if he U-turns, God forbid, I'm taking like 70% from that. Zapdos also, while I said the 100 base speed is good, there's still a lot of faster stuff in this metagame. Look, we do have Pheromosa, which is able to outspeed and hit it really hard with Life Orb Ice Beam. Landorus, I don't know if this one has Psychic. This one doesn't have Psychic, but Psychic is a one-hit KO on Zapdos. So there's definitely some things that can manage it, but for the most part, yeah, the choice sets are really strong. And then I also got to give a shout out to the set I personally used in my video, which was Bulk Up, Agility, Thunderous Kick, and Drill Peck. So I had this on a Sticky Web team. This was really good. I forgot who passed me the team, but shout out to them. But this was a really nice set. Bulk Up and Agility, you get to really pick which one you want to go for. And if you are able to do Agility, you can usually get a Bulk Up too, just because Zapdos has some pretty nice defenses. This doesn't even have any defensive investment. It's just Adamant, Max Attack, Max Speed. But if you really wanted to, you could probably pump up some HP and put this behind like dual screens or something like that. But this set is really good. I had a lot of success with this. You can also run Weakness Policy if you want to, but that's definitely better with screens. But yeah, those are basically the sets for Zapdos. Zapdos is definitely one of the best ones. I think most people would consider Zapdos to be the best, but we do got to talk about the other ones first before we come to that decision. So let's move on to Moltres. Moltres, I feel like, has gotten the second most amount of love. So we'll go with the two sets that I have seen the most. So this is the team I used when I played with Moltres, and I had a lot of success with this team. However, this should be like defog. I don't know why the move disappeared. Anyways, so the Moltres we ran here was Sleep Talk, Fiery Wrath, and Air Slash. Now, this set was interesting. There's definitely a more optimal spread out there, but this is just the one that I had. Originally, it was just max special attack, max HP, but I wanted to put a little bit of speed. I think this lets you outspeed Modest Magnezone, I think. So that's just, something to do. Not Modest Magnezone. It's like something, Scizor, maybe Adamant Scizor, some shit like that. Something hits 229. That's just what I put in my head. But these are the selling points of Moltres. It has great SPDF. That's really the main focus here. The rest of its stats, I'm not going to lie, they're quite lackluster. The physical defense isn't great. The HP is nice when max invested. The special attack is quite lacking too. However, the high SPDF is really, really nice. Now, Moltres in this annoying meta is able to take care of this stupid horse. This guy who everybody runs on every team, 6-0's offense left and right. For example, this team is getting messed up by the horse. If I played against a Scarf horse, oh lord, that shit's killing everybody. But you get my point. So Moltres is really nice defensively. It has that Mandibus typing without the, you know, amazing Mandibus stats. It does suck that they robbed this thing of Roost. Rest Talk is fun because if you get hit down to Berserk, you can rest up, keep your +1, and I have had a lot of ease resting up with Moltres. Go watch my video if you haven't already seen it. With Moltres, I was putting in a lot of work. But yeah, Moltres does have the natural bulk to live a lot of things. Berserk, it's like a hit or miss ability. Sometimes it comes into play. But I liked running Modest because Fiery Wrath and Air Slash are pretty strong moves in general. And you're able to hit things pretty hard. And this SPDF is really nice too. You're able to, like for example, Zapdos takes, max HP Zapdos takes 40% from Modest, Moltres, Fiery Wrath. Now you might think that's not a lot of damage, but if Zapdos hits you with the electric move, it doesn't do anything because this thing has 125 SPDF. In fact, it could bring you down to Berserk, and then your +1 Fiery Wrath could finish off the Zapdos. In my video, you guys also saw me beating a lot of Magearna's 1v1 because all they could do was Volt Switch out for like 40%, and they're putting me in Berserk. And so Moltres was really just, you know, he was running around, running laps against the team. This is a Specs Dragapult. This thing will struggle with one-hit KOing Moltres. So Moltres can actually put in work. I liked this set a lot. I had a lot of success with that. But I also got to give a shout out to the Weakness Policy Agility Nasty Plot set. So MV put me onto this set. I mean, this is just one of the ways you can run an offensive Moltres if you don't want to run the Rest Talk set. Max speed, max HP behind the screens provided by Regieleki. Regieleki being like the best new screener. Now, Moltres, I honestly don't know if I like this set too much, just because there's way better options. I mean, I know if you want to use Moltres, you want to have fun, like you're trying to get the most out of it. This is like all you can do because it doesn't really have access to better moves. But this coverage blows because Air Slash is so weak. If you run Hurricane, you're just going to miss, so that's tough. Fiery Wrath is an awesome move with the flinch chance plus the fact that it's just a consistent 90 base power move. That one's fine, but I really wish it had some other option. It gets walled by Magearna too, which really, really sucks. I feel like for me, the best luck I've had with Moltres is just running it with paralysis spam because Fiery Wrath and Air Slash both have a chance to flinch. If you do that, then it's really, really nice because, you know, you can just flinch most shit, take advantage of going into Berserk, and yeah, I mean, even with Weakness Policy, and with Weakness Policy, this thing is really, really strong, right? Because it'll get a bunch of boosts, but even then, it's tough. It's tough because the coverage is just kind of whack, and it still has minimal special attack investment, so this is a way to run it. I'm not going to say this set doesn't work, but I really like Rest Talk the most, and I really like it with Paralysis support. So this team, I had Static from Zapdos and Glare Zygarde to just pass around Paralysis, and at that point, you know, Magearna takes the Paralysis, shit like that, and then Moltres is able to just be really, really annoying with Fiery Wrath and Air Slash all around. But don't sleep on Moltres. This thing is really good. The Ghost Resist ability is really nice. 90-90 for HP and defense is still good no matter what. It can tank 1,000 arrows and stuff like that, and it can be annoying. It definitely lost tools that Zapdos, that the original Moltres had, like passing burn, but it's still very, very strong. Now let's get into the one that nobody's using, even though it's fire. My boy Articuno, man, look at the design, and you're telling me people aren't using this. So this is what I consider to be the best set and the only viable set. I will show you guys a spec set. I think it sucks, but I'll show you it regardless. This is what I consider to be the best Articuno by far. So this is Articuno on a team with Tapu Bulu providing the grassy terrain. I like this team a lot because Magnezone is also able to get rid of annoying steel types like what's it called? What's his name? Celesteela, Corviknight, all that type of shit that would just be annoying. You turn out. And of course that helps my other guys too because there's Scarf Kartana. But shout out my boy AC for this team because this one's strong. But yeah, so Articuno with Stored Power, Calm Mind, Recover, Air Slash, Max Speed, Max HP. Now Articuno already has a great special attack stat, so you don't really have to invest in it. Calm Mind plus Stored Power, you guys are no stranger to that. Awesome tech. You're basically able to just get so many boosts and sweep through teams with ease. Articuno has great defenses too. 90 HP, 85 defense, 100 SPDF. It's like okay, but after you get +1 SPDF and then you get the +1 defense from Grassy Seed, this thing gets really, really bulky. To a point where Kartana wasn't even able to do much damage to me. Because again, we have max HP too. His knockoff, after my Grassy Seed got consumed and I was +1 defense, Scarf knockoff was doing like 35%. Smart Strike would have done even less. So it was really, really nice. I was even taking on Banded Genesect with ease, with like absolute ease. you get a couple of boosts and you're able to pretty much sweep through things easily. You just got to avoid toxic and that kind of thing. That's like the biggest problem for this thing is toxic, but the speed is really good. Stored power and air slash is nice coverage. I really wish that you could run something over air slash. Air slash is just nice because, you know, you have to be able to hit dark types. You're never going to beat Tyranitar with this, for example. So it'd be cooler if it had a better move like Focus Blast or even, I don't know, something besides this. But you got to make do with what you have. But yeah, this is by far the best set. I think you'd be surprised with how much success you can have with this. I mean, you could run Calm Mind, Agility, like Expanding Force, Hurricane or something, but again, that's ass in my opinion. You want the recovery. Articuno, the gift it got was recover, right, compared to the other birds. Moltres got nothing. Zapdos got amazing Brave Bird in close combat, and Articuno got recover. So you got to take advantage of what you get, and Articuno got recover, so you should take advantage of it and use it. However, this is the other set I used with specs. Hurricane, Freezing Glare, Expanding Force. Yeah, this shit sucks. Yeah, like, there's no reason to run this, I'm going to be honest. It just doesn't beat anything. This coverage is way too bad, right? Hurricane is great. Freezing Glare is great. Expanding Force makes no sense because nobody really runs Tapu Lele. And then your other options are like Shadow Ball for Jirachi, which honestly, I guess you should run. And then U-Turn, because once you realize you have this in, you're like, oh, I should switch it out because it's specs. Meanwhile, if we had a nice, honest, calm mind, regular Articuno with the seed, we're probably sweeping this team's ass. Literally. We're probably sweeping through this team if we had the seed. Because nothing can kill it when it gets the +1 defense. And then, yeah. So, something to think about. But, let's go through all these and basically talk about who we consider the best. So, for the most part, Zapdos is usually what would be the best choice offensively, by far. It doesn't really have a defensive role. I mean, you can run a defensive role because it's able to check Urshifu with its typing, but it's not worth your time at that point. Just run Hawlucha. Even CTC, in my opinion, thinks Hawlucha. I mean, not in my opinion. CTC, in his opinion, he believes that Hawlucha is better than Zapdos. He was telling me yesterday he thinks it's just better because you can take usage of the seed. He thinks it's easier to get the Swords Dance off than it is for Zapdos to do something like bulk up, and he just prefers it as a sweeper, which is fine. Zapdos as a breaker also suffers some competition from, again, other fighting types like Urshifu and Pheromosa, so it's hard to honestly find the best spot to put Zapdos on your team a lot of the times. Nevertheless, it is still a good pick for all teams. Choice teams, I mean, the choice set's really easy. You just kind of alternate between dual stab. Flying and fighting still have very few resistances, and the bulk up set and the double dance set is really nice on these sticky web or dual screens teams. As for Moltres, I honestly don't like the agility nasty plot set too much, so I'm just gonna tell you that I think Rest Talk is the best. Either way, Moltres is really hard to pull off. It's definitely the most challenging one to pull off. And yeah, I mean, it really sucks that they didn't give this thing Roost. If it had Roost, it would have been a lot better. Berserk is pretty situational too, but you can have some fun with this Pokemon, no doubt. It is able to check a lot of the prominent ghosts, like I said, Dragapult and Spectrier, so don't sleep on this thing. And then we have Articuno with his Calm Mind set. That one, this is the best setup one in my opinion, better than Moltres. Zapdos you need to have on a specific HO build. You can't just have that random bulk up Zapdos and just throw it on some team. Otherwise, you'd rather run Choiced. So I'd say Articuno is the best setup one by far. This set is definitely very surprising. When you have the right support, aka the Grassy Seed plus Magnezone, I think that's like about as good as it gets, and you can really be putting in a lot of work. Of course, there's mons that'll always beat you, like Tyranitar and that kind of thing, but you can always manage. You know, you can always, you know, put your team correct. And there's a lot of different ways to run Articuno, right? You could run it with Toxic Spikes if you want. So let me know what you guys think below in the description. Who do you consider the best bird type that got introduced in the Crown Tundra? What sets you guys like? What teams you guys like? All that good stuff. I really want to know what you guys think below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. So thanks for watching. Peace.